Is it still true in a world where we have the technology to hack human beings and manipulate them like never before, that the customer is always right, that the voter knows best? Or have we gone past this point? The simple ultimate answer that, well, this is what people want and they know what's good for them. Maybe it's no longer the case. Maybe it's no longer the case. No longer the case.
Here's a quote from Osho about mind control. Now scientists say that sooner or later we'll be able to fix electrodes in the deepest part of the brain, and through those electrodes, a man will be able to be controlled. The government will be able to control the whole country, and you will not know that somebody else is controlling you. You will feel that you are doing these things. You can be pacified immediately, and not only has to be pushed, you can be made angry. He said those words in the 70s, and technology has advanced a lot since then.
Let me ask you this. You're talking about a world that could take place within the confines of a totalitarian state. Let's become more immediate, more urgent about it. We believe, anyway, that we live in democracy here in the United States. Do you believe that this brave new world that you talk about could, let's say in the next quarter century, the next century, could come here to our shores?
I think it could. I mean, that's why I feel it's so extremely important here and now to start thinking about these problems, not to let ourselves be taken by surprise by the new advances in technology.
Even back when he talked about this, they'd already been doing mind control experiments like MKUltra. And the scientist called Delgado even did an experiment where he fixed an electrode, a tiny electrode, in the brain of a bull. Then he gave a public demonstration. He had a small remote in his hand with 2 buttons on it.
Electronic mind control research is not new. A scientific milestone in this area came in the 1960s when Dr. Jose Delgado demonstrated remote control over a charging bull. By connecting a radio antenna to electrodes inserted into the bull's brain, Delgado proved that the animal's aggressive impulses could be thwarted by electronically manipulating the bull's muscle reflexes.
Do you realize the fantastic possibilities if from the outside we could modify the inside? Could we give messages to the inside? But the beauty is that now we are not using electrodes.
In recent years, Delgado has shown that the behavior of monkeys can be altered using low-power, pulsating magnetic fields. But in these experiments, there were no antenna implants.
Any function in the brain, emotions, intellect, personality, well, could be perhaps modified by this non-invasive technology.
Delgado's research has so far been limited to animals. But in the Soviet Union, a radio frequency, or RF device, has been used for over 30 years to manipulate the moods of mental patients.
These days, they don't really need to put electrodes in your brain. They can just modify your DNA with gene editing tools.
In the near future, DARPA may possess the technology to remotely control the human mind. But as concerning as that may be, according to some scientists, a more permanent kind of mind control technology is looming. And it involves modifying the human brain by altering the human body's DNA.
The future of mind control, and the future being right now because these experiments are being done, is using gene editing tools. And one of them would be CRISPR. And so you take the CRISPR that you want to use and you put these pieces together that can be injected and insert this DNA to certain areas of the brain so that we can change brain cells and turn you into something you wouldn't otherwise be. So in this way, gene editing technologies like CRISPR really form a definite basis for future mind control.
Are we ready for a new world order?
So what do you think about going from human 1.0 to human 2.0? Human 2.0. And what does that mean? Well, Going from humans, as we now know ourselves, to human 2.0 has something to do with transhumanism. Transhumanism. If you're not familiar with that term, it's about taking humans, as we know ourselves, and melding with artificial intelligence. Kind of like being in the Matrix, if you've ever seen that movie. And that may seem kind of cool to you. We might have some superhuman abilities, maybe be able to think of something and it happens. Maybe have some physical abilities that would be almost superhuman-like. That's the idea. That's what you see in sci-fi movies. And for myself, thinking about this topic, I'm like, well, I have some time. I think that's many years in the future. However, this question, this idea is now right in this moment. We need to make a decision.
So what comes out on the other side? It really depends on whether or not people value freedom and autonomy, personal autonomy, not just medical autonomy, of course, globally. And are they willing to step up to the bar and fight for it? Or are they okay with becoming serfs in a techno-fascist situation where the global financial elite control everything you do, everything you can buy, everything you can think, everything you can eat? Is that what you want? Is that the world you want to live in? Is that the world you want for your children? Is that the world you want for your children?
The public doesn't know. But the fact is, the enemy's out in the open. Last week, it ended Friday, they had a 5-day conference in Dubai put on by the World Economic Forum called World Government Conference, where they announced total takeover of the planet, and now they're going to end humans as we know it. I have the damn clips.
We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens, because in the coming generations, we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Now, why is data so important? It's important because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms. Now, what do you need in order to hack a human being? You need two things. You need a lot of computing power, and you need a lot of data, especially biometric data. But control of data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design. Our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, of our clouds. These are the new driving forces of evolution.
Before the outside world is destroyed by our politicians, enter into your inner world. That's the only safety left, the only shelter against nuclear weapons, against global society, against all these idiots who have so much power to destroy. But you can at least save yourself.
Everyone is brainwashed. brainwashed, everybody's blind. They don't see the truth that's in front of their eyes. Everyone is brainwashed, everybody's gone. Yeah, they're under mind control, egos.